Hello, everybody. Whoever, oh, we're just going now. Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Sayadi. Again, we're trying to occupy some space on the internet, talks about arts and culture and the politics of the day and what's happening in our communities and what's happening to us by people of color. I think there's a lot of reasons why we should do this and do it more. And that's why I decided to do this conversations. And I've been putting them live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and then it lives on my YouTube channel that I just started it. Today, and of course, we're in the middle of the U.S. election, and everybody's been watching and following. Ironically, today conversation we're talking about the issue of race, and I'm going to bring my guest, Tyler Simmonds, online, and we'll continue from there. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad.
Well, everybody, Tyler Simmonds is an award-winning Canadian film director and keynote speaker on mental health and mindfulness. Tyler has spoken at many notable events such as TEDx and We Day. His is clearly a message that resonates with many. In 2016, the Huffington Post named him one of the 10 inspirational people under 30 you should be following on Twitter. And I do. And I really enjoy it. Within the film world, Tyler continues to use his storytelling abilities to create impactful and engaging films that, in his words, are made to touch your soul. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I was just saying the other day, I was saying to you, Tyler, and I want to share this with everybody, that I was saying that, I really enjoy seeing your tweets. It's such a noisy world when I go on Twitter, and I try not to go in there a lot. And it's really refreshing to see your words in there. I really enjoy them. But Tyler, please, before we get into more of it, please tell us a little bit about yourself, and of course, what's been happening in the past 24 hours.
Well, thanks for liking my tweets. I try to inject some positivity into the world, and every now and then I'll put in some jokes. Today I was joking with Trump, just because he's ridiculous. But the past 24 hours have been pretty busy. I'm working on a few different film projects. I always tell myself that I need to work on one thing at a time, but it's really hard for me to do. So right now I'm in developmental stages of a few different film projects that I'm really excited about. And also today I was watching the election really closely, just seeing what was going on. So much anxiety in the world right now, I feel. And I just really felt like I had to keep up with what was going on. Thankfully, it feels that Trump's not becoming president. That's what it looks like. But the world just needs healing right now.
I can assume when you say anxiety is about what's going on in the world, and especially with the situation south of the border in U.S. but I like to hear more from you. Why do you have anxieties? What is so special about these times, and that's creating this kind of feeling for you?
Yeah, it's just it feels like everything is all over the place. Um, just within society. With myself, I finally found this place where I feel grounded, and I feel still. Um, but there's just so much going on. There's the racism, there's the protests, the Black Lives Matter movement, and then there are the radical right wing
Mm-hmm.
and threats going on, and also the pandemic, COVID. There's just so many different things stacked on top of each other, and yeah, even though I'm living in Canada, we are very much so connected um, to a lot of the things that happen in the States, I feel. Um, even just not even like I'm not even saying on like a political level, but in like just like compassion and empathetic level. Um, when I see like black people marching the streets, those I feel those are my people, and so the anxiety is definitely up right now because of the election, and I know that a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, what's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
when the choice is made? Are there going to be riots and all of this stuff?"
Tyler, you're from a very unique um, Black community
Mm-hmm.
in North America. A lot of people in the state I speak to, they don't know of this. Black folks don't know about this special place that blacks in Nova Scotia hold in history books. Please tell us a little bit about it. Why is it so unique?
Yeah, so I'm from North Preston. It's in Nova Scotia. Um, it's a community, the largest Black community in Canada, I believe, and we we it's almost like we have our own little culture. We are like a big family. Um, growing up, like the majority of my friends were there. I run the streets playing tag, and just like even my neighbors, they're all like uncles, aunts, cousins. Just a beautiful place, and even though there's so much beauty that I see in it,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of outside of the community, the rest of Nova Scotia, a lot of them they don't really see the beauty in it because there's a history of media portraying it in such a negative light. Um, but that's my home. That is where I grew up and where I learned my morals and my values and gave me integrity and taught me some really important lessons in life.
Tyler, I've lived most of my life in Halifax,
Mm-hmm.
um, and great part of that I was on Gaudian Street in north end of Halifax, and I lived in Dartmouth for a while, and that was also close to your original community from Preston.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I always been very all my life in Halifax been and then my working in performing arts and the work that I do artistically has been very close uh, to the Black community of Halifax, and And we've seen over the time that I've spent in Canada, in Halifax, so many situations, so much racism and blatant, right up front. But at the same time, I always felt that a lot of the racism is behind my back, and it's very what I call a very educated racism, very controlled and very educated racism towards myself, but more so towards especially Black community, you know, and I, this always bothered me. I always were more comfortable with the racism that was right in my face. Because I always thought that, if I'm usually a very confrontational person. If somebody steps on my foot, I do the same right away without much control. I'm not the person who sits back and say, what happened here. So I always appreciated more if somebody was racist right in my face. But my experience in Canada and my life in Halifax, that wasn't the case. It's usually behind my back, and like I said, very educated, very controlled, very systemic.
Yes.
And all the levels that I, and it always came on many different levels. What do you think about that? I mean, I'm making a clear statement about the kind of racism that was faced with in Halifax and in Canada. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's very real. It's something that I deal with. Literally all of the Black people I know deal with it, and or people of color in general, and it's very, from my perspective, from what I see from it, it's very calculated and very strategic. It's and like you said, they go behind your back and do certain things or say certain things. Very often, if you have a position at a job, I've experienced this where certain things would happen, just hidden racism, and that happened a lot to me actually at one point in my life, and then it came right in front of my face where they actually told me that they were racist. But I was working with that person for like 3 years before they told me this, and it really messes with you. Like, it messed with me when I realized that I was even working for somebody who was racist.
All that time.
Yeah, because deep down I was thinking, like, when I found out, deep down I was like, deep down I really did know that this person was racist. I knew, but I was making excuses, and I didn't want to be seen as that person that is just trying to cause trouble and all of this stuff, which is a real thing. And I spoke to a ton of people about that, telling them how I felt and how I was like, oh, I can't say anything because then I'm crazy. Then I am just trying to slander this person or something. And really,
or play the color card.
Exactly.
As they usually put forward.
Yeah. And I think that with everything that's going on, like within the past year, and even a bit before this year, like with the Black movement, with the Black Lives Matter movement and everything, it almost became like this duty of mine. Like I can't, like if I feel that somebody's being racist towards me, I can't just ignore it. I can't just be like, oh, I'm going to keep quiet because I have this job and I should be thankful. And I I've told a lot of people this. Like I think that we just really need to hold people accountable. And that fear is so real, that fear of being seen as the angry black guy or something like that. And I I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of like reflecting on who I am in my life. And I remember thinking like, okay, so if somebody does see me as an angry black man, and I am angry, I don't know, like
That's
should
who I
we
am.
do that? Yeah, I feel like I should own that.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be angry with somebody who's basically saying that they are against your race or that they don't like your race. But yeah, it's been a struggle dealing with
Yeah.
different emotions my entire life and trying to navigate certain systems like the healthcare system. I played sports, trying to navigate that and how to deal with coaches or players treating me a certain way. Yeah, it's really I haven't really experienced that in your face yelling slurs at you type of racism. It's always the, oh, I know you're good enough to do this, but I'm just going to keep you back and let this person go ahead of you because you are just basically because I'm this black guy from North Preston.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not okay.
Tyler, when that guy came straight up after few years of working together, came out straight up and said, "Yeah, I don't like you because of your color and your last name." Was there a sense of relief actually?
It
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
you
actually,
said that you felt like, you know, you knew always it was there, but you were suppressing it down. And I
mhm,
know that feeling. I've
yeah,
done it all my life. I know that feeling. Um, but when the guy actually came out and said, was there a sense of relief for you?
it was actually a woman, and she was my boss.
Mhm,
So when she came out about this, I was really shocked.
mhm,
And in her words, they were actually, "I'm sorry, I'm realizing that I'm racist." And I sat there and I thought a lot of emotions were going through me, but I wanted to be angry. I wanted to just walk out and not come back. But I actually took that moment to just ask them, like, okay, so why are you this way?
mhm,
And I'm really glad that I did that because at my core, that's who I am. I'm not somebody who I definitely wouldn't continue working for somebody who is a racist. But I'm curious, and I want to know why people get to that stage. And they started telling me like that somebody in their family was this way, and they hate that they are this way, and started crying. And um, I I was just like, this is not okay,
mhm,
and you know that it's not okay. So you need to work on this, and it's not my job to fix this within you, but that's that. And that was the last conversation that we had.
Tyler, the Black Lives Matter. I'm not black, but I I look up to the movement, like many other people, I think, and not just people of color. I think a lot of people look up to it and say, I like this. This is great. This is giving me voice. I'm okay with Black Lives Matter holding that flag and being the leader of it. Um, but I don't see something like that actually, with that kind of intensity taking shape in Canada. I mean, we follow it in Canada. We follow it. We might come out and do some of the same things, but the spirit of it, it's theirs. I live in California. I live in Los Angeles, and it's a very different environment from the rest of the state. And like I said, I appreciate that people are straight up racist to my face, which is a lot of the U.S. Not where I live, but a lot of U.S. is like that, and I think that's why the Black movement in U.S. has made this issue of racial equality and equity and justice a legal issue, which I don't think we have done in Canada. Here they have made it into a legal issue, and I really appreciate that. How do you see the Black movement, Black Lives Matter, Black movement towards justice? How do you compare the U.S. and Canada?
I don't know. It's with the U.S. There's a lot of very extreme things that happen there, and a lot of extreme things that get a lot of media coverage, and we all see it. I feel that in Canada, it's in the United States, the Black Lives Matter movement. To me, it seems like it's very strong and it's really powerful. In Canada, I do feel that we do have a ton of very strong activists in the community, and I focus on the ones in Halifax, around Nova Scotia and stuff. People like Game Changers 902 and Al Jones, and like these, I've seen these people like do protests and bring so many people out, and I've seen them talk about the issues that are going on and talking to the people who can who can help change these issues that are happening, and incredibly smart people and very assertive. And I look to those people as the ones who are really wanting to make change here for Black people. And I do what I can, and I have some friends that we really do what we can. And a lot of people do things behind the scenes. But it's, as a Black person, I think the majority of us are really working to a lot of that doesn't look necessarily like a march or a protest. Um, Sometimes with me, like some of the films that I'm even working on, I'm making them intentional to touch on culture and to make people think about certain things. And like I have a really good friend of mine who's an amazing writer who writes a lot of poetry and also just talks to me a lot about his ideas. And I'm like, wow, you're inspiring me right now. And
Mhm.
I think just as Black people, like Black Lives Matter, the movement is really important. Um, but it's not always like going out and protesting or making radical change, which is what we really do need. But sometimes it's okay, I'm going to focus on this area of my life and master this craft in my life and then bring my Blackness into it and show people, show other Black people, oh, we got this, we can do this. That's that's a big part of what I like to do, and I like to just like use skills that I have and then go back to the community and say, yeah, you can do this too. I'm from just down the street from where you grew up. Let's do
Mhm.
this. Um, I'll help you with this. I'll even give you a position working on like a film set if you want. I think these things are really important to just uplifting our people. Yeah.
Um, it's. I'm very glad you mentioned this because I have come. Perhaps I came to it very late in my life, but I have also come to this understanding that um, there's a lot of things happens out there,
Mm-hmm.
and the great majority of them I cannot have any impact on them. What I can have impact is on myself and promotion of that. Um, uh, um, uh, around me. That, if I can
Yeah.
help myself, if I can bring and find some peace within me, perhaps that's where we need to make the change. And uh, so I'm glad you're mentioning that it's not just on the streets. It's also the personal growth, and it's also with the neighbor and the friend and the and younger ones especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah, and you do a lot of that.
Yeah, I honestly like last year I was I was more out there and protesting and more I was a lot angrier than I am now. And there are a lot of people who want to do that, and I feel that we need that. I feel that we need those people that are going to say, this is wrong, you need to change this, or else, kind of thing. Um,
Mhm.
I myself, I still have a mentality like can't let people just have, I can't let people just hurt my people without doing anything or speaking up about it. But to keep my peace, to keep my inner circle, my close family, and my girlfriend, all of these people feel loved, and to make myself feel loved, I have to find that peace. I have to lead with love, and I'm gonna get angry at times. I'm human. I'm gonna
Mhm.
be pissed off if I see something see something like a police officer hurting a person, it it pains me. I get angry, and I, I'm that's always going to make me angry.
Mhm.
But how I respond to that's important to me, and just even when I reflect on my past, and I reflect on last year, a lot of things were out of impulse. I was really angry because of everything that was going on, rightfully so.
Mhm.
But I wasn't as strategic, and I think that's a big thing that I want for the Black community. I want us to be strategic and to think through certain things, and because that's the way that we will progress. We
Like what? Give me a couple examples, like practical
um,
examples.
similar to I think of like a like FI, just because I've been working on film all day today. I'm
Mhm.
going to use this
Yeah.
example, but like if I am a filmmaker and
Mhm.
I really want to break into the industry really bad, but I keep being told no over and over and over, and I see them letting in white people who everyone can see aren't, their skill level isn't up to par as mine, and I'm getting frustrated. I can either just get really angry and put them on blast and do that, and that's one way of doing it. Or
Mhm.
I can go to my people and say, I'm trying to break into the film industry, but these people don't want to let me in or basically work with me. So how about you guys be my crew? You guys
Mhm.
be my actors. We make our own production studio. We put it out on our own platforms. We find our own marketing teams. We do
Mhm.
all of this stuff. And then we become bigger than them. And that's that's empowering to me. I just love the feeling of even just growing up, like being competitive and playing sports, growing up and seeing people do that to me, saying, "Oh yeah, sorry you didn't make the team this year, but this other guy made the team who was like friends with the coach or something,
Mhm.
and he wasn't good at all." But I just love, I like proving people wrong, and
Mhm.
I also love empowering myself and empowering um, the people around me, because there are a ton of people in the city as well that feel, even just in the arts, they feel like there's not a lot of opportunities for them. And I have, I've even reached out to a lot of people and just been like, hey, if you want to come film with me, just come. And it's,
Mhm.
that feels good because would wish, I really wish that somebody would have done that for me. Um, yeah.
Um, in middle of all the fight about equity in the art scene, I hear a lot, and I have my share. I've done a lot of. I've been in the middle of a lot of the fights about equity in the art scene in Canada, uh, right to the in the front of it. I've done my share, and I'm very proud of it.
Mhm.
Um, and one thing that bothered me a lot about those people that you're saying, the gatekeepers, uh, uh, and we hear that a lot, and especially during this whole pandemic and the Black Lives Matter, the new Black Lives Matter.
Mhm.
This Black Lives Matter is not. This is not now. It's this new one.
Yeah.
this issue of that we're in the same boat. This saying always bothered me, always have bothered me. And it has only worked to empower those same gatekeepers, or the same spirit of the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
That let's advocate together, let's be together. But at the end of the day, we know what happens. I know what happens. I've seen what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been very aware of this issue of we're in this together, we're on the same boat. I always have rejected it. I don't think we're all in the same boat, and I've stood against it. It got me into a lot of confrontations, basically being accused that I don't want to support movements for equity. What do you think about that when you hear? And I wanna come back and relate it to what happened today. Today I should be happy. I wanted Kamala Harris to get in, and it looks like she's in. I should be happy, but I want to tell you that why I'm not actually happy. But what do you think about it when you're working in the arts? We're getting specific on one issue, and I think that's a good example. I mean, both me and you, we work in the arts, and you're talking about the gatekeepers and how they keep things, the status quo and that machinery working. What do you think about when they say, come on, Tyler, we're all in the same boat?
It's very I've met a lot of artists in Nova Scotia who have their own cliques. It's they just work with their friends. That's what they do. And this was really discouraging to me for a long time, because when I was like first wanting to get my work out there and start working with people that I really admired and stuff, I was thinking, oh, I really want to meet certain people. I really want to get the chance to sit down with them, and maybe some people will take me under their wing, that type of thing. But then I'd see that they had their own little family type of thing, and you feel left out. And yeah, I feel there's a lot of people won't like me saying this, but there's a big community of artists in Halifax that they're very pretentious and very just they stick to themselves, and I don't know, a lot of them, they come from money, and they some of them even just live off of their parents' money and create art. And then when they meet those people who have been working their asses off and trying to create art at the same time and struggling with income and all these things, the kind of vibe that they give off is like, oh, I'm doing it, you can do it too.
You can do it too.
And it's like, that's not how it works. And there's so many reasons as to why that's not how it works. There's like systemic racism. There's things like intergenerational trauma. There are so many different barriers that I face as a Black man, and that the Indigenous community face. These things that they would never truly understand. So it does kind of, in all honesty, for myself, it does kind of put a bit of a chip on my shoulder. And that's part of the reason why if I do get a big opportunity, I'm always thinking, I'm never thinking, oh, I'm going to go to those people because they are the popular artists in the city and people love them. I'm thinking, oh no, I'm going to go to the people in my community who I know are amazing artists but never get the shot, and I'm going to bring them on board. And that's like the empowerment thing that I was talking about. I think that's how we fight that, by looking at them and saying, okay, you have this clique. You feel like you are elite, this elitist type of person. Okay, I know so many amazing artists that a lot of people just don't even know about, and they don't know about them because they haven't gotten those shots, because people have put them in a box, like, oh, that is just that girl from North Preston or that guy from North Preston. We're not going to work with them. What do they know? That's what I feel a lot of these people think. But on the other side of that, I really think that the art can speak louder. That can speak for itself. And a room full of highly creative, real and raw people is so, in my opinion, is so much powerful than a room full of rich white kids that are getting money from their parents and just like, oh, I'm going to use this really expensive gear and make it look really cool. That's just, how I think about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that was a long.
No, I mean, no, you had, I mean, I wasn't asking a question. I was making a statement, you know, how I feel about this issue of we're all in the same boat. And you're saying that you always seen it. You always knew it is there. And you're talking about the overcoming of doubting yourself and believing in yourself, and instead of trying to teach them that no, we're not in the same boat, you're trying to put your energy into doing your own work and working with those who need a boat and building the boat.
Yeah.
People who need to be a part of a boat or be on a boat, and
what's really
and
funny?
that's a
But what's really funny is that when you realize we're not on the same boat, and then you start moving your boat and bringing these other people with you on their boats, they are always
they want to be on that boat.
Oh, hey, do you want to come on?
Oh, I know. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody likes to check those boxes, right?
Yeah.
And be and it's and be, it's a lot of those things about those kind of people, men and women, in our artistic world, there's a lot of women.
Yeah.
And more of them are becoming gatekeepers.
Yeah.
So I think we passed that point that, when I say, white men, I'm more talking about the culture, not about just white men. I'm talking about that culture of blindness to privilege. I think that's why those things come out. We're in the same boat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I should be happy today. I think Kamala Harris and Biden gonna get in, but I should be happy. But I'm not. I'm actually quite upset and very hurt about what's happening actually right now with the election, and I tell you why. And I'm glad you're the first one, and today I'm talking to somebody about this. That I saw, in the last election with American election, white men, and that culture. Again, I'm talking about a culture that is blind to its privilege. It chooses to be blind to its privilege. They brought Trump, and that same culture. In middle of the pandemic, in middle of the Black Lives Matter, that same culture came and stood in front of a lot of the talk about equity and fight for justice. I felt that again, I was pushed back, and that culture took the place in front of me and said, yes, we believe in Black Lives Matter, and we believe in justice, and we believe in. And that's exactly why the Democrats put Biden and pushed Harris out early to bring the vote of the white man and that culture for the Democrats. They chose Trump last time, and they chose Biden this time again. So that owning of the situation by them, I'm very upset about it. I'm very hurt about it. I'm very upset about it. It's amazing that culture how always finds its place and puts its place in front of any issues that I speak for myself that I might have with the rest of the society.
Yeah.
And takes the microphone and becomes part of like you said, even when you go and build your own boat, they find a way to get on my boat.
Exactly.
And I think that's what happened. It was that culture by men and women of white men culture that owned the day at the end of the day, and it really hurts me. Yeah.
I totally understand what you're saying. It makes me think of the Black Lives Matter movement. It makes me think of even like the feminist movement, like just so many things. It's like Black people come out and they talk about their experience, and we're like, just listen. We just want you to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And from my perspective and what I usually see, it's a white woman that comes and she takes the microphone and she says, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. She tries to say everything that's wrong.
Because you didn't know those words in English to say it yourself.
Exactly. And so they are continuing to silence us. And then also, I'm a victim too because I'm a woman. And it turns into this whole other thing. It's like, okay, so it went from caring about the lives of Black people and our issues, and now it's, oh, but we need to pay attention to you too, because it's in my opinion, it's the same thing as like in All Lives Matter.
Yeah, that's the opening for the All Lives Matter. That's the opening of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, um, what do we do about it, Tyler? I mean, how? I mean, you said it. I'm saying it. I've said it. I started working, doing my theater in the back of a grocery store because I didn't find place for my work in theater in the rest of the community. Everybody knows my story, how I worked in Halifax,
Wow.
and continue to do my work, uh, and you're saying the same thing. Just build your own boat because you need to do that. But I mean, how do we occupy more space? I mean, now with this, I'm doing this talks and putting more stuff online, which I think we're really outnumbered right now, uh,
Mm.
on the internet, on the podcast, and these kind of things. Um, I'm doing what I can, but I feel like we need to do so much more. But at the same time, we're becoming more educated about these issues, this fallouts. There's somebody else coming and introducing your feelings, and you know, um, we
Yeah,
need to do more, Tyler. We need to take more space. What do we do?
we 100% need to. And honestly, I think about the answer to this a lot. I think about it so much. I feel I feel like even when I first started doing public speaking, people saw me and they white people saw me and they thought of me as the really nice and kind,
Mhm,
soft-spoken black guy.
mhm,
Um, and I I kind of realized that I could use that to my advantage. It's like, oh, they let me in the door. Now it's up to me to decide whether I want to sit back, behave, and just do exactly what they want me to do, or I can say, hey, this is wrong. No, this shouldn't be done. Um, and honestly, that's the way that I believe we can take up that space and we can broaden our reach and just become more powerful
mhm,
um, and not compromising that integrity piece um, that I often praise North Preston for giving me. Um,
mhm,
I'm not going to like even something as small as like my Twitter feed. I would
mhm,
never be able to let someone say, "Oh, okay, you're a part of our thing now. You can't speak up about this issue." I would
mhm.
laugh and then speak up
Yeah,
about it the same day or something because
absolutely. Yeah.
you have to, especially as an artist, I realize you have to stay true to who you are no matter what. In that, me just being who I really am, that's helped me get to the places where I'm going now. It's helped me so much.
Mhm,
When I would sit back and think, oh, I can't do this, I can't say this because I'm going to basically scare them off, or I want, I don't want to hurt their feelings by saying
mhm,
this. Um, I realize I can't be that way. I have to be true to who I am and keep that integrity with me because there's something special about different cultures. It's something special that we have, and there's a reason why when we build our own boat, why they are always oh, let me get on your boat now, or hey, let's put our boats together and we can do this partnership type of thing. It's because they know that it's magic. Like there's something that is in our soul, and just the way that we are brought up, different cultures, and not, I don't know, not having that, maybe just not having what they have, which is the history of people stealing everything. We have the history of people creating and people innovating, um, and they want that. So just believing in ourselves and having that trust in ourselves to the fullest, because we are the creators. We are the ones who make things happen. We are the ones who create the style, the fashion trends. They steal it all from us. And just remembering that and believing.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. Absolutely. And not having, you you don't have that ugly history that they do.
Yeah.
And finding beauty in what you have.
Exactly.
Tyler, I just want to thank hey, I really enjoyed just talking to you.
I enjoyed this too.
I just getting just getting some of this stuff off my chest and being able to talk to somebody that I don't have to explain a lot of things. It's nice, and it's nice. It's empowering. So I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It feels like food for the soul. It feels good.
Usually I would say goodbye to the guest and then I would say something else, but I think we can just own this together and just say goodbye. If you want to say something, Tyler, please go ahead.
I just want to say thank you.
Hey,
I
thank
remember
you.
when we met, even when we met, I'm starting to realize the importance of telling people like my impressions I got from them, and you were very, so like you had this energy, and I was like, I need to know him. I need to know why he's this way, and
Thank
just
you.
such an artist. So I really admire you and appreciate everything you do. So
Thank you. Hey, we should do this more often.
For sure.
And not just talking, but actually we should find ways that we can work together artistically.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being with us. And those who are going to see this later, thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
See you, Tyler.
Yeah.
Bye.